it's Rana, and today I have a layout for the Pretty Little Studio design team. Today is sketch day, so I am using this beautiful sketch, and there is my take on the sketch. I wanted to do something, I love the beautiful pumpkin there, but I wanted to show you that you could do something different. And so I went with this snowflake and some winter pictures. I am using the Frosty and Friends collection. And the snowflake I just cut out on my Cricut. So I cut the outline in black, and then I used this sheet of paper from the Frosty collection, and I cut it using the offset. So I made two of the same cut file. I just duplicated it on my screen, and then what's the word? I deleted the outside edge using the contour tool, so I only had the inside. Then I made a small, very small offset using the offset tool, and it just made it just a little bit bigger than what the inside of the snowflake was. That way, if you wanted to use it to just back the cut file, you could do that and you would still have room to glue it down to the back side of the cut file. I'm not going to do that today. I decided to go a different way. It would have been fine to do that, but I decided to make mine on top of the black because I kind of wanted the black to just look like a shadow. And I knew I was going to do some mixed media here behind the snowflake. So I'm just tracing the whole thing out real quick here. I don't know why I left all of that in the video, but anyway, and then I'm going to use those Vicky Bouton metallic watercolors that you see sitting on my desk here. I'm going to use the blue, and I'm just going to real messily kind of do all the way around the whole snowflake. I'm doing it real quick. I'm using a big mop brush. I was kind of making sure the color was going to work. This is a really pretty color. It's very shimmery. You could accomplish the same thing with any number of mixed media, whatever you have in your stash. I use this big mop brush, and it's not exact, it's not precise by any stretch of the imagination, but that's not the look I was going for. I was just kind of wanting a messy look and just kind of, an added color, and I really liked the fact that this was kind of glittery. So my paintbrush is not the best, and I had like some extra little fibers. So you'll see me kind of going around a couple of times just because it wasn't perfect. Not that I was looking for perfect. I definitely wasn't because you can tell I'm doing this really messy. Um, but I didn't want the little flyaway hairs to make little marks on there too often either. So you see me adding water quite a few times there, just with a little squirt, just to keep that flowing because, again, I'm putting quite a bit of product down on this. And so I had to just keep adding the water. But I really like how it turned out. I think the mixed media added just enough. When I started to do my splatters with that brush, but it soaks up so much water, it would probably be really huge splatters. So I'm going to quit playing here in a second, and then I'm just going to make some of the watercolor up, and then I'll just pull out my fan brush so I can have small little splatters, which is what I wanted. I don't know why I just wasn't thinking when I started to do it the other way, but it's fine. So I add lots of splatters. I love the shimmer that I'm going to get with this. So that was fun. Now I did want to distress my snowflake. And of course, I love that look when it's up on top of the cut file. I am trying to use this little Tim Holtz distresser, and I'm going to get just a couple of little bits done and then give up. If you've watched my videos before, I do everything with my fingernails. It's so much easier, and I don't lose them or anything. So they're always handy. It's so much faster for me. My fingernails are in a mess because I had gel nails on. and they're really, really short, so I wasn't sure I was even gonna be able to make this work using my fingernails because they're barely there, let me tell you. But it did. It worked. I just kinda curl it up and it's so easy, and it worked out fine, so I made it all the way around, and I got the rest of that out. I put some 1 millimeter foam tape on the back of this cut file, and you can see that I have black foam tape, and I thought that was kind of, nice because I'm using the black cut file, and it doesn't really show anyway, but I thought I used my black just because I had it. So I'm just gonna peel the backing off and kinda get each of the little, areas stuck down in 1 or 2 of the places I kinda moved the cut file because um it's easy for it to kinda wiggle because of the way it is. If you had a more solid design behind it, it wouldn't do that, but because of what I have chosen there, it kinda moved around a little bit on me. I suppose you could have cut the whole thing, out solid, but when I was cutting it, I wasn't positive if I was going to back the cut file or use it as a shadow, so that's why I cut it the way I did. So now I have already matted each of my photos that I'm going to use on black cardstock. I use the same cardstock that I did for the snowflake. And I have pictures here of myself and my oldest grandson um, on a snow day. And we had so much fun. And one of the photos is all 5 of my grandkids in one picture. And I love the picture of him kind of standing in front of those trees. It was just so pretty that day. So I'm going to just go ahead and decide how I want to do my embellishing. The only real embellishing shown on this sketch is just up there in the top left, and it said like journaling bits. And so I thought a little border would be perfect. And I'm going to come back in with a secondary title piece that I'm going to use up there. So that's my main title, and it says Love Snow. And we definitely do. We don't get a lot of snow where I live, but when we get some, and this one was a really good one. I mean, it was thick enough that we could do some sledding and snowboarding. Well, I didn't snowboard, the kids did. um, they loved it, so that was fun. And so I'm going to pull out some of these little circles. I thought a few more little round elements would be good. And I found one that said, heck yeah. And I put that above the little race that my grandson and I were having. He was winning, of course. And then I also found one that said big hugs. And I put that by the flare that says, you melt my heart. So I thought that was good. I know this collection is still available in the shop. I'm not sure if the flare is still available, but I know that the rest of the collection um, you can still order. So it's a lot of fun. I really like this collection. I like all of them, I guess, but I really do like this one. There's a lot of good sayings. There's a lot of um, pretty patterns. I chose this one. It's kind of a light blue color. It's not white. It's hard to tell on screen, I think. I did use a plain white piece of cardstock in the background, and then the pattern paper has like a blue tint to it, and then it has all the little colors of blue snowflakes, and then a few yellow and some little dots as well. So I liked that background for that just because you don't want anything too busy, that you would cut part of the images off. There's lots of fun images on these papers, but I wanted something that would work to make the snowflake because I knew a lot of it would be cut out. So now I'm just going to find one little phrase, and that phrase says, let it snow. I'm also going to add a heart, and I don't know if you can see the heart while I am doing this, but I know you'll see them in the close-ups. Oh yeah, see, I cut that part out. So here are my close-ups. I would love it if you would subscribe, leave me any comments you want. I always get back to everyone. See, I added a heart right there by the big hugs. I don't think I did that on screen. I did it after I was gluing together, and I didn't add the gluing in here. I did add foam tape behind things that needed to be popped up to make it even because I had used the foam on the snowflake. But other than that, it's just glued down, and that is it for me today. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you watching very much, and we will see you again next time. Bye-bye.